Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to start another reading vlog, and this one is going to be short thrillers. So I recently picked up both of these. I got Looker by Laura Sims at the Book Exchange. That's why it has that sticker on the back. And I got Read Me by Leo Benedictus at the Dollar Tree. So both of these are really short. And then on my TBR shelf, I had two other thrillers that are short. I have heard that The Moon of the Crusted Snow, I know it's an Indigenous story by an Indigenous author, so it has that representation in it, and I have seen a lot of Indigenous people recommend this book as good Indigenous rep, so I'm really happy about that. But I have heard it's more of a very slow-paced thriller, so maybe like more mystery. Not really sure, but definitely don't go into it for like that heart pumping. That's what I've heard. I'm not really sure. And then of course I have The Test, which is very short. So I wrote all the numbers down. The Test is 104 pages. Moon of the Crusted Snow is 213 pages. Looker is 180 pages, and Read Me is the biggest one. It's 252 pages. But as you can see, these are all really short. If you're looking for short thrillers, maybe to read this summer by the pool or to take on vacation, because I myself am going on a vacation very soon, like not this coming weekend, but the next weekend, and I am so freaking excited. But I'm not expecting to get a huge amount of reading done. When I am on vacation, I'm much more in the moment and there's not a lot of downtime. So if you take those same types of vacation, maybe one of these like short thrillers could work for you. Or if you're going to the pool for the day and you just plan to like lay out and get some sun, maybe dip in, dip out, that sort of thing, maybe these could work for you. Or if you're going to the beach, maybe you could take one of these along. So I will let you know my thoughts on these four novels and if I think you should take them poolside with you. I did manage to read The Test yesterday. I won't say that this one blew my mind, but it's obviously a very quick read and it offers a lot of food for thought. It's about this man named Adair who is going to sit for the British citizenship test, and things take a turn for the sinister. It's very fast-paced, even though it is a short story. Just the way it's told is very fast-paced. I rated the story 3 out of 5 stars, but like I said, it does have a lot to think about even after you read it. So enjoyed that one. And I am currently reading The Looker by Laura Sims. The book is actually in my bedroom on my nightstand. I didn't make it very far in this one. It's about a woman that is obsessed with an actress living in the neighborhood. And right now she's just kind of, I don't know, it's explaining her obsession and how she's almost stalking her. From a nap, so there's that, but I did manage to read a tiny bit. I'm on page 60 of Looker, and I don't know, it's not so much about like the obsession or the stalking or anything like that. So we're following this professor lady that her husband has left her, left behind his cat as well. She hates the freaking cat, and she's just talking about how obsessed she is about this actress that lives like across the street. Basically her life is crap. She is a professor. She has, it seems like a small class of adult students that she's teaching. I forget what she's teaching. So there's really nothing about this that's sticking out in my mind, except for that she also deals or has dealt with or has infertility. And it goes very into detail about how she tried, you know, all of these different things and still didn't end up pregnant, and how the actress does have kids. So I think that's also another reason why she's so obsessed with that lady, because like, she's beautiful, she's rich, she has a nice house, a great looking husband, she has kids. She basically has everything that our character does not have. It could be triggering. I would say it probably is very triggering if you are dealing with infertility to read about a book like this. So I would steer clear of that because it's a very heavy theme in here. I did officially finish Looker by Laura Sims. I have no idea what I'm gonna rate this story because I don't know if there was like a point. You know what I'm saying? So you have this one woman who's recently been separated. Her husband left her and their cat, or his cat, and she is a professor. So you hear about how sad she is and how her life is not the same after her husband left. So that's like a divorce situation. And then you have her class, which is like, I think it's like 6 or 7 students. And this one student, she kind of has like a thing go down with. And then there is this actress that lives on her block that she is obsessed with. You're dealing with a lot in this novel. And I think that with this being as short as it was, nothing really happened. Is that true? Really wondering either A, this person has some serious mental issues that she needs to seek a doctor's help about, like she has like mental illness or something, or she's a psychopath. And I really can't decide which one it is, and it never makes it clear which one it is. I finished Looker last night, and I tried to explain my thoughts and my feelings directly after finishing the book. That didn't work too well because this is a book I still do not know if I love it or hate it. I think I would be firmly more on the love it side if it wasn't marketed as this thriller about a woman obsessed with an actress living in her neighborhood, because it's so much more than that, and it's more of a literary fiction story about a woman unraveling a dark descent into madness. And just, yeah, she's basically going crazy or has a mental illness, or I don't know. There's so many different things happening in the story, and it's only 180 pages, but I like that there's so much going on because it's showing all of these different things are adding to her descent into this dark space. I also don't know if she has a mental illness or if she's just like a psychopath in general. It could be a mix of both. I don't really know how to talk about it because it's not very clear. There's no defining moment that you say, okay, she's a psychopath, okay, it's a mental illness, or anything like that. It definitely is another one that gives you a lot of food for thought. And I was talking to my husband about this last night, and I was telling him, I don't know if I love or hate this. Like, there's parts that I love, there's parts that I hate, there's so many moving parts and all of that. And there are. And I ended up rating it 4 out of 5 stars because for what it actually does, it's really, really cool, because you definitely do see all of these different parts of her life and how it's like the world against her and how someone could possibly snap. You know what I'm saying? But it does say a dazzling razor-sharp novel about a woman whose obsession with the beautiful actress on her block drives her to the edge. And it says, in this taut and thrilling debut, an unraveling woman, unhappily childless and recently separated, becomes fixated on her neighbor, the actress. And it is a unnamed narrator. The problem is that the actress and her obsession with the actress is one element to the story, but there's also the recent separation with her husband. There's also the infertility, the IVF, the cat that he left behind that she hates, a job that's also unraveling, and the nosy neighbor, and there's just so many layers to the story. I don't want you to think it's only an obsession, because it definitely is not. Always wanting it to get darker. I was wanting more, you know, because I was definitely expecting a thriller, but since it's not that, it's hard to rate it based on, you know, what it is. For what it is, like I said, 4 stars, but for it being a thriller, it's not very thrilling, and the ending is kind of meh. But for it being the unraveling of a woman, and all of these authors and people that have blurbed it on the back, I love their blurbs. It makes it so much more clear that it's not a thriller. We're off to run some errands. I have not picked which book I am going to read. So that's a little bit of a problem, but that's a problem for when I get home. I went to Old Navy and I got a couple things, so I thought I could show you what I got. I think Moon of the Crusted Snow will be our next read. I am listening to it on Scribd, and so far we have read the test, looker, read me, and I thought we could add this one to the TBR as well because it's only 241 pages. Kind of here with a little bit of a check-in, but this is more for me than it is for you guys. So I need to get my butt moving on this book. I started this, or I said I was going to start this several days ago, and I never started it. And then I read a couple of pages, and then I set it down, and then I read an entirely different book, and I'm still not making progress on this. So I am on page 49, chapter 8, and I am determined to finish this today. The good news is that I did make some progress. I went from chapter 8 to chapter 13. The bad news is that's only this much. It's from page 49 to page 77, and again I'm still bored. But let me give you a rundown. So this book is taking place on a reservation where the power is like going out, or has gone out. They're using generators right now. So no cell phone, no electricity other than the generator providing that, but they're trying to still use less so it lasts longer, and it's for the entire reservation. The food stores are selling out, and I don't know, it just seems like it's going to be about that. Okay, interesting development. I was like, before I go to bed, let me look up a couple of things about this book. So I went to YouTube, as I do, and I typed in the title of the book, and the first search result that came up was for, it said Moon of the Crusted Snow audiobook. So I clicked on it, and it's this channel right here that has all of the chapters of the book, and I started listening to it, and I actually like the narration, and I can bump it up to 2 times speed. So it's by chapter. I'm hoping all of the chapters are here. I've already listened to 2 chapters of it, and it's only a couple of minutes later. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm already on chapter 15 now. I just got notification that my book of the month box has been delivered, so we're gonna go get that. I'll open that up, and then I'm gonna jump back into the book because maybe I can finish it. Look at them just cramming stuff in my mailbox. Oh my gosh, I might be adding one more book to this TBR. I completely forgot that I ordered this. So this is Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke. It's super, super short. This is by 𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒌𝒔. Oh my gosh. I am so excited about this. It's completely told in letter format. Let me throw this away. It's completely told in letter format. I absolutely love the cover. Sadomasochism, accession, death. Oh my gosh, look at that. All I know is it's told in completely letter format, and this one person is selling an apple peeler that's been in their family, and the person responds to the ad, and it just goes from there. But yeah, I think this one will be a good one to add to the TBR. And then my book of the month box arrived, and I got 2 books in here. I picked 56 Days by Catherine Ryan Howard, which is a book about people being stuck in a house during COVID. So 56 days ago, Clara and Oliver meet in a supermarket, Q in Dublin, and start dating the same week COVID-19 reaches Irish shores. In classic Gwen fashion, I added on a book. On Razor Blade Tears by 𝒕𝒊𝒏𝒌𝒔. I love the ombre of this, and this is a black father, a white father, 2 dead sons, a quest for revenge and redemption. Okay friends, we have a situation. Good news, bad news. The good news is that I finished the book, thanks to finding that YouTube channel that did the majority of the chapters, broke up the chapters in different videos, but it was like an audiobook. They did play the ebook along while reading it, but there are some missing chapters. I didn't start until like chapter 17 or something like that, but I think it was like chapter 23, 24 that were missing, not really sure, but that really helped me power through this because I was able to just turn on those videos, read along physically sometimes, look at the screen and read along sometimes. I was planning out my August bullet journal spreads. I was putting stickers. I was, you know, zoning out, zoning back in. Definitely not a book that I can personally recommend because I didn't get a lot of it. I did learn some things, that's for sure, but overall I think that the premise of the story is probably pretty commonplace. I definitely suspected, you know, from reading from the synopsis what was going to happen, and that is what happened. So I don't think that you're quite as shocked going in as maybe someone who doesn't read thrillers. I also didn't, it's not that I don't want to say that I didn't like the writing, but it was just, it's very, very short, and it's very, very descriptive, not only in like the scenes and the surroundings and what you're seeing and smelling and all of that, but just like with the characters and what they're wearing, and not only like how they're talking and what they're saying. And I don't know, it was just like way overly descriptive for me. The plot was very predictable, but I do want to continue to support Indigenous authors. I definitely think if you're interested in this, that you need to check out Indigenous reviewers. That's what I'm actually doing in the other room right now. So I will link at least one review from an Indigenous reviewer down in the description box of this video. so you can check out her thoughts and her feelings. And yeah, so not for me. I'm not rating it. If I was gonna rate it, I would say maybe like 1 or 2 stars. I mean, maybe I will rate it. I don't really know. But all I know is that I'm happy that I gave it a shot. And I definitely do not think that this is a vacation type read. This is definitely a winter type thriller. I think I'm gonna go with this one. It's 112 pages and I should be able to knock it out tonight, and then I can start another book tomorrow. Good morning. I could completely fool you guys and be like, I totally read this last night, but the truth is I didn't. I didn't finish this because, you know, but I am on page 40 and I'm going to read the rest today and report to you my thoughts. This is wild, guys. It is wild. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Ah, I have to set you guys up and tell you about this. Okay. Oh my god. This book is so disturbing. It's so gross and I'm laughing about it. But that's just like my coping mechanism. This is so disturbing. I'm not even done, but I have been sitting over there. Sorry. This is so freaking disturbing. I'm not even finished. I'm on page 90, so I'm almost done. It's only like 112 pages, I think. Yeah, it's only 112 pages, and I'm thinking, holy crap! What's gonna happen? This is straight up freaking horror. Oh my gosh, this is the type of horror that freaks me the F out because it's real world stuff. It's humans doing stuff to humans rather than some like mystical made up thing, ghosts and goblins and all of that. This is like truly terrifying to me. So definitely trigger warnings for like everything, like animal, like gruesome, torturous animal things, slave master relationships, toxicity, just like, oh my god, you guys, I don't even know if there's a place. This is a new release, it just came out. I don't know if there's a place that lists all the trigger warnings for this, but like there's a laundry list of trigger warnings for this, and this book is not gonna be enjoyed by everyone. But if you like horror and you don't mind trigger warning stuff, you would really like this. It's super fast paced, obviously, because it's like super short. So this one is gonna go on the yes, buy this, read this by the pool this summer, take it on your beach vacay, read it on the airplane, like, this book, I don't know how it's gonna end, but like, all I know is like, this is twisted, it's messed up, it's like, I can't even describe my thoughts and feelings about this because it's just so wow. It's so unlike anything I've ever read. This book is wild. It will not be for everyone, but it was definitely like this horrifying novella that creeps into your mind and doesn't let you go. I was initially interested in this because it's told completely in like email and IMs, and I stayed for the body horror, the psychological horror. I don't know. It was just like freaking crazy. So Weird Punk Books. There we go. I just ordered 4 more novella/novels and a t-shirt, and I'm so freaking excited. So I ordered directly from their website. I encourage you to do that as well. So I will have their website linked down below in the description box for you, and expect to see me reading more books by Weird Punk Books. So I ended up rating this story 4 out of 5 stars. The ending wasn't as strong as I wanted it to. I didn't like how it portrayed BDSM, and it's a cisgender author writing about this lesbian, but she has this like tragic backstory No, she had like a really disturbed childhood. She's estranged from her family. She's not doing well financially. And I just don't understand why it had to be like that trope rather than this like boss ass bitch doing her thing. So anyway, I'm gonna go get my morning started, finish my coffee, play Animal Crossing, all of that. And then we have 2 more books to read. Hi friends, I just got out of the shower. We're gonna chat about the book that I'm currently reading. But first, we're gonna do a huge mail haul because I got some packages. All right. Okay. All right, first thing we're gonna open. Should I save this for last? I think I should. Okay, I'm gonna open this because what am I waiting on? What? Oh, I remember what this is. Okay. What I didn't know, because I actually placed this order a while ago, but it was super hard to find and I had to find it from this like random retailer online. This book is so expensive literally everywhere you look for it, and it's Never Knowing by Chevy Stevens. So I finally have my own copy. Oh, it's chunky. So this one is 452 pages. Ah, I'm so excited. So when I borrowed this one from my library, they only had the large print edition, and I want to leave that there for people that need to read large print. And also it was hurting my eyes, so I wanted to order this. I want to order all of them. I want to own all of them. And I also, someone in my book club reached out to me and said, hey, I have this book that you're looking for, I'll send it to you. And I was like, I'll pay you for it. And they were like, no. And that is That Night by Chevy Stevens. So I got 2 Chevy Stevens books today. You guys know how happy this author has already made me. I did the try a chapter tag. I read one of her books, and I'm going to be vlogging all of the other books as well because you guys really, really wanted to see that. So that was 2 things. I also ordered this a while ago. Me and my husband have been watching Schitt's Creek. I have watched it before, he has not, so it's my first time watching it with him, and I just wanted to get this and support a small business. So I got this shirt, which I absolutely love. It comes in a bunch of colors. You can change the font colors, all of that. But I have so many black t-shirts, and I really wanted to do something with like a little bit of color. So yeah, I like this because I think this is a good like spring summer color, but you can also transition this to like fall and winter as well. So I thought it was like that great all around year color. I will try to link the shop down below if you want to get one yourself. And that came from Graphic Tee Point. That was the name of the store, I think. So, and then the last thing that I got, I am super excited. You guys know I love a good custom mug, and I recently have been chatting with a I don't know, bookish merch small business that is literally located right here in Chesapeake, Virginia, and I am so excited to meet her, work with her, do all of the things with her. And so I went ahead and ordered 2 pieces. I got a mug and I got a shirt, but this is just the mug. The shirt is on its way. But my new mug is this one. It's the Catch Anchor Island Bar and Grill from the Anchor Island series, and it's one of those like camping mugs. Do I have it in here? I don't have it in here, but I absolutely love these camping mugs with like the enamel on the outside and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm just really, really excited to drink out of this, use this, take pictures with this, all of the things. I do love the size. I think it's gonna be great. So yeah, cheers guys. I will link this shop down below. All right, let's make a cup of coffee and then we will chat about the book. I'm loving it. It's so beachy and nautical. I absolutely love it. Yes. While my coffee is brewing right down there, I'm gonna chat with you about Leave the World Behind. I am currently on chapter 18, page 103. So I'm about here and I have like this much more to go. So not quite halfway. But this writing is a choice, okay? It's not my favorite type of writing. It has a lot of dialogue and a lot of like inner dialogue as well. So not only like spoken dialogue, but like their inner thoughts and feelings. So you have this family, a husband and a wife and their 2 kids that go out in the middle of nowhere. They rent this Airbnb for their vacation, and it seems like it's a really nice house. It has a pool. Not far away there's like a beach, and they're having a great time. Well, I think it's like a couple days after they're there. The night is winding down. The kids have just gone to bed. The parents are watching TV, and there is a knock on the door. And they're like, what the heck? Nobody knows we're here. Who could it possibly be? And after 20 minutes of literal dialogue and inner dialogue and back and forth, they open the door, and it is, so the family that's renting is a white family, and to the people outside it's a black couple. And they explain, and it takes them a long time to explain that the power is out, and they thought that they could go here and stay here for a little while because I guess downstairs there's like a mother-in-law apartment type situation, which I totally understand because that's how my mom's old house used to be. It was like a completely separate apartment downstairs with like a bedroom and a kitchen and a bathroom and everything. So that's kind of what I pictured. But anyway, and they're really conflicted because the wife, okay, and they offer to pay, since they're kind of interrupting this couple's, well, this family's vacation, like $1,000. And of course the husband is like, okay, cheap vacation, yes please. And the wife is like, how do we know that these people aren't criminals? How do we know that these are the people that, like, this is their house? And I can like understand that, not because of the race, but because of just like these people randomly showing up, you've never met them, and yeah, stuff like that. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's not a lot of plot. It's more, like I said, dialogue and inner dialogue, and just, I don't know, the writing is very strange. I'm not really vibing with the writing. The audiobook is definitely helping. I got it on the Libro app. Yes. No, sorry, the Libby app. So I'm listening to that from my library, and yeah, this is another one that I don't know where it's going. I don't know what's in store. It has like those ominous, suspicious vibes. I believe it was Justin that told me, like, don't think of it as a thriller. And so I'm definitely not expecting anything like crazy to happen, but there is a lot of discussion around race that I know it's like purposely written that way, but it is making me so uncomfortable to read. I just finished reading Leave the World Behind, and this is another one that is just so weird, so bizarre, unlike anything I've ever read before. It's like going to an art installation and seeing a piece of art that you just don't know what to make of it, and you don't really like it, but you can't look away. I don't even know what I think about this. It's been raining all day and it's finally stopped, and it's actually quite nice outside. So a cold front has come in, not what I was expecting for this weekend, but here we are. I really don't know what to say. Parts of it that I really, really liked, and there's parts of it that were just like way too drawn out. The dialogue, the inner dialogue, the description, it was all over the top, but it fit the vibe of the whole book. So, and I would say that much at like the halfway mark. The first half was very slow, was a lot of setup, was a lot of description, dialogue, inner dialogue, discussions about race and class and all of those things. And then the second half of the book got much more interesting, much more thrilling, but also very open-ended in a way. If you do not like ambiguous endings, don't read this. This was a lot of telling than showing. It did show a lot, but it also alluded to a lot without like showing us those events. Well, the second half of the book was super interesting, and I just kept turning and turning and turning to see what would happen, and then I really don't know what happened. So I was kind of like, what? I feel like the film cut short. So I'm definitely gonna have to sit down with my thoughts on this one, and I will let you know, like, you know, what I think. But we are down to our last novel, Read Me by Leo Benedictus. And like I said in the very beginning of this vlog, I picked this up at the Dollar Tree, and it just says that it is an unnerving, crafted novel that takes readers deep inside the mind of a serial stalker, and through him, the lives of his unsuspecting victims. Final check-in. Last night, I started Read Me by Leo Benedictus, and sadly, I decided to DNF this one. I really did power through some of the other books, and by the time we got to the end, the 6th book, I just could not be bothered. Plus, the reviews of this book are pretty terrible. I mean, like 1 and 2 star reviews across the board, and from what I gained from other reviews, the writing is like the #1 thing that people did not like, and I 100% agree. I made it to page 14 before I just couldn't even like understand what was going on. I had to go ahead and just like rank them and tell you if I would recommend you take them on vacation. So this one is obviously my #1, and I would highly recommend that you read this if like insects and worms and BDSM and I don't know what else. I would possibly animal abuse, animal torture, animal death, like those type of things like don't bother you. And animal abuse like really does bother me, but I was still able to really read this and enjoy it for what it was. I don't know what else to say about that one. Next up, I would say Looker was really, really good, but like I said, it's really not a thriller. This one is a little bit longer than some of the novellas, but I do think that this would be worth you taking on vacation. Let's see, next up, I think kind of interchangeably would be The Test and Leave the World Behind. I would say that The Test is obviously like faster paced and more thrilling, whereas this one, the beginning half is a little bit slower and the second half is a little bit longer. If you're staying at an Airbnb, highly recommend you pick up this one. Plus I think it has like the most summery cover of all of the books, but this one would be good for like a plane ride or something like that, like if you're waiting around at the airport, or I don't know, things like that, like a quick pool read or something like that. This one I would definitely skip during the summertime and read it in the fall and winter, and I would just skip this one altogether. So those are my thoughts about the short thrillers that I read, that I didn't read. Let me know what you thought down in the comment section down below. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought. But that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all having a lovely day or night. I hope you're having a great summer, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!